Hello my friends, this is Linol Anderson here with you guys with a brand new YouTube BitChute video, and today we got to talk about some world events that have taken place in the past couple weeks here that are mysterious and strange and could be showing that a major event is on the horizon. That's right, my friends. Today, we're going to be talking about these mysterious monoliths that started popping up in 2020, but now, 4 years later, are popping up all over the world again. We just had another monolith sighting in the United States. What could this mean? And is there a connection to biblical prophecies with these monoliths? And could it show that something very soon is about to happen this year? Oh, we're going to get into that. But we're also going to get into why the heck there was a big dragon on the Empire State Building. A little bit weird, right? They said it was for this this Game of Thrones prequel show that's coming out, but could there be a deeper meaning that also signals some major events are coming? We're going to talk about all that stuff today. So let's just get right into it. I just want to encourage you guys, if you enjoyed today's video, to hit that subscribe button. As I say, subscribe to survive. And also smash that like button. Helps old Lionel out with the algorithms. Alright, my friends, so let's just get straight into this monolith stuff, okay? So these monoliths originally started popping up in 2020. I think so far to date, there's been like 23 of these mysterious monoliths popping up all over the world. But back in 2020, after they appeared, shortly after, that's when we had the rollout for the thing that they wanted you to get, the thing that was going on in the world, if you know what I mean, okay? So, some have said that that thing that we had in the world was the first seal of Revelations. You could look into the work of Jason Brashears from Archaics. He does some great decoding of that. And there's a lot of evidence to point towards that. That was a major event that affected the entire world, okay? And it's very interesting that as this first seal happens, we have these monoliths popping up. Well, according to the work of this Archaics fellow, he claims every 4 years he's figured out some mathematical code that every 4 years another seal is going to be broken. Which is very interesting because that takes us 4 years later to this day, which is 2024. And it's interesting because what is the second seal? Well, the second seal is that peace would be taken from the earth. That's right, the rider on the red horse, my friends. Well, it's very interesting because now, 4 years later, we see monoliths popping up all over again. So I'm going to show you a video of this monolith situation, which just happened. Take a look.
Mysterious and reflective monolith was spotted in a hiking trail over the weekend.
So what's the story?
There's been a bunch of these. So the police, actually, Vegas police posted those pictures. A volunteer search team went out to it in a remote area and confirmed that it's just this like 10-foot standing monolith.
Wow.
A guy named Craig Muir found the same exact thing in Wales, literally in the middle of nowhere.
How interesting.
Craig Muir is a stonemason by trade, and he said when he examined it, it was surgical steel, like the best craftsmanship you could imagine.
What?
So for those conspiracy theorists who think maybe this is aliens, they're very
like
handy.
Stonehenge.
So I don't know, do you guys have a theory on what it is?
I think someone's punking us. I think someone's sneaking around and placing these things.
Well, clearly, what else would it be? An alien?
Well, people think it's a portal. Why is that so?
That is the popular
Well,
theory.
someone's got to put it there.
No, maybe. There are a lot of folks on the interwebs who...
Come on.
There you have it, my friends. Funny they have to put the idea out there that it's aliens, right? It's aliens. And then another person says, oh, I think it was just some pranksters going around doing that. Oh yeah, pranksters all over the world. Funny they mention everything except for possibly a ritual being carried out by the world elites and the powerful rulers of the world. Mm-hmm. It's funny because, you know, that movie Space Odyssey, 2001 Space Odyssey, they had monoliths as well, I believe. And it would usually happen before life-changing events had something to do with the changing of DNA or something like that. That's what I've heard others say. I have to watch the movie fully, but this is just from what I've heard from other people. But very interesting. So my theory is I believe that every 4 years now, before a seal is unleashed, we're going to see these monoliths pop up. I have a feeling that these monoliths pop up as kind of maybe a bit of a warning, and then the seal happens. Because last time we had that thing happen in the world, and then we had the rollout of a major agenda, the thing that they want you to get. Now we see the second seal upon us, if it truly is every 4 years. Well, what's going on in the world? Peace is definitely being taken from the world. Have you guys been paying attention to what's going on with the conflict with Russia, USA, all the wars in the world? You know, Israel, Palestine, China, and Taiwan are talking about rumors of wars. North Korea is joining with Russia. But we had a major escalation the other day with Russia and the United States because Ukraine, I guess, attacked Russia, and that whole situation led to the death of civilians and over 100 people injured. I'll show you a video of that. Take a look.
Man, they are saying that this has escalated tensions significantly as a result of what has unfolded. They're saying that this is World War III on overdrive. And as I mentioned today, the breaking news coming out that Russia has summoned the U.S. ambassador over what they're calling the barbaric missile attack that hit the beach of Crimea, ending the lives of 4 children. 2 of them were, 4 people, 2 of them which were children, 2 were adults, and they said that they're going to be holding the United States directly accountable for what has occurred, that there will be a response, and they called it absolutely barbaric. And they're saying, in addition to that, not only did the United States supply these missiles to Ukraine, but the United States, they're saying, had to have supplied Ukraine with data and information from spy satellites, giving them the locations of these military bases where they were trying to strike with these missiles. Russia hitting those missiles midair, stopping those strikes, but the debris coming down, falling upon the beach, and injuring 151 people and ending the lives of 4 people as well. So pretty incredible news coming out. And now Russia saying the United States will be held accountable. Many people saying that World War III now has been put into overdrive and it cannot be stopped at this point.
There you go. So you can see that guy laid out kind of what happened. And as you can see, Russia is blaming the United States and saying there's going to be retaliation. That's right. So these are major escalations, my friends. And it's crazy because that was the second seal, that peace would be taken from the earth. Okay? And it's looking like this is going to happen this year. We're on the verge of something major happening. And I have a feeling, and you know, I don't like doing dates or anything like that, but I have a feeling that possibly next month, the month of July, something major is going to happen. I don't know what. But you know, the Super Bowl with Usher that we had there, remember, the clock was going and it stopped at 12:07 or 7:12. That's right, my friends, which would lead us to July 12th. And that's when things blew up. So does that mean, is there going to be some kind of attack or some kind of event with all this war business happening? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. We got to question these things. But I have a feeling that something big could go down in the very near future, that just like the first seal, the rider on the white horse, how it changed the entire world, this one's going to change the entire world as well. All the seals are going to do this. So if the second seal truly is upon us, it's going to happen this year. Makes sense. We're seeing all these warning signs with the monoliths and everything, and it makes sense that a life-changing event in regards to war could take place. Now, that leads me into my next point, I want to talk about this, this dragon reptile on top of the Empire State Building. But before we get to that, since we're talking about all this, I want to make it very clear, do not be in fear of these things. We should not be in fear, okay? Because fear is how you lose the game. This game, this simulation we're in. As long as you could just observe these things and not fall into fear, you're going to be okay. Alright? And like I always like to say, be prepared. Don't be scared. Okay? So just want to do a quick shout out to my sponsors at Heaven's Harvest. Okay? Great to have emergency food. Okay? Emergency food buckets. I actually got one right here to show you guys. These are organic food kits. Okay? Emergency food up to 25 years in these packages. Just got to add water to it, so make sure you have a water source. And good to have heat to heat it up as well. But still, this will be great in an emergency situation, because let's face the fact, any day now, something major could happen. Whether the grid goes down, cyber attacks, who knows. We're on the brink of WW3, so you got to have food, water, so you can get yourself an emergency bucket. And for long term, we got to start growing our food, because someday our stocked up food's going to run out, so you got to grow your own food. They got seed kits. And they also have water filters down at that website too. You could take the water filter you get from any source. You got to have water filtration. So the link to Heaven's Harvest down below, and you use my code, which will be down below. You'll get 10% off and free shipping if you're in the United States. But definitely something you got to think into. Also get cans of food and all sorts of stuff. You got to be prepared, because time is ticking and something could pop off any day now. All the warning signs are there, so link is down below. Let's get into this reptile stuff on top of the on New York Empire State Building. What the heck is up with that? Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple videos that are talking about this, because like I said before, they're trying to say it has something to do with this show, this Game of Thrones prequel that's coming out, which technically it does. It's a promotion. But there's always more than meets the eye to these stories, okay, my friends? Especially putting something huge and massive, spending millions of dollars to put a big lizard on top of the Empire State Building. I got a couple videos to show you that point out a few interesting things. Take a look.
Why would they put a giant dragon on top of New York City Empire State Building? Is this a message? The reason why they put that dragon on an empire building is because the dragon empire controls this matrix. How long have we been hearing about draconians, reptilians, the lizard people? We've been hearing about these stories for a long time. They're about to show you that they really do exist. Let me give you a reminder of what year we are living in. 2024, which is the year of the dragon. So you mean to tell me it's the year of the dragon and they just put a dragon on an Empire State Building in New York City? Once you follow the breadcrumbs and start connecting the dots, they're trying to tell you who really controls this planet. 2024 is all about wealth, abundance, and making your dreams manifest. The Empire State Building is all about financial power. The Empire Building have 102 stories. 102, which is number 3. You ever ask yourself, why do they call skyscrapers stories? The definition of a story, an account of imaginary or real people, events, told for entertainment. So a story is just entertainment. It's not real. But yet, every time you go on the skyscraper, and each floor you go to, they say, I'm on another story. So it's 102 stories on the Empire State Building. And yet, they put the dragon on top of this building. That means the story is over. The Matrix is just a make-believe story. You can call them draconians, reptilians, lizard people. They come from the star constellation of Draco. They came here and took over our whole reality. Once they came here, they removed all kind of real spiritual knowledge, and they just gave us fairy tales. The reason why the truth is being exposed in 2024 is because their time is up. They are really at the end of their cycle. Their make-believe stories don't work no more.
This is prophetic symbolism. New York City has a giant dragon wrapped around the Empire State Building. Let me be the first to tell you that it was used to promote the Game of Thrones. Now, with that being said, I say this. When you read the Bible in prophetic literature, you'll notice that whenever God gives a dream or vision many times, especially in the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation, you'll see that kingdoms are connected to different animals and creatures. For example, in Daniel chapter 7, verse 4, there was a vision given about the kingdom of Babylon. The symbolism that was used was a lion. Why is this intriguing? Because the lion was a literal symbol of Babylon. This is why when this sculpture was put up in front of the UN, started seeing articles like this, saying that it resembled the beasts in the book of Revelation and Daniel. Now, it wasn't fully that, but I could see where it derived from. I did a video on it. New York City cop posted this. So when we see dragon symbolism, you go to the book of Revelation, you see dragon mentioned. Now, in the Greek, it means serpent, a seven-headed serpent. The dragon in the book of Revelation is a display of Satan. As you see, he's connected with the antichrist.
There you have it, my friends. 2024 is Year of the Dragon, so only fitting they throw the old dragon up there, right? And we know that reptilians control the world, for the most part, these archonic entities. And for me, this is just another sign, another warning sign, that something big could be coming. Especially when it comes to New York. Okay? Because this just happened, a couple days ago they put this thing out there. At the same time, guess what they've been issuing for the city of New York in the news? They're issuing terrorist alerts. Take a look at these headlines that have been out in the news in the past week. There you go. New York on high alert for terrorist activity. They're even talking about ISIS making a return. Okay? And this is specifically for New York and Washington. We know there's a big agenda with New York. I've made many videos about this. The rise of the antichrist that I believe is coming out of New York. We got the Statue of Liberty, and I believe it's directly related to Baron Trump as well. I do believe he's going to be playing a big role. Donald Trump and Baron Trump. But I've made videos on that. This is not what this video is about. But New York, I believe, is the modern day Babylon. And I do believe it's going to be destroyed at some point, all according to prophecy. And only fitting that they would put a giant lizard up there. Okay? Right when all this stuff is happening. Right when all these monoliths go up as well in the same time period. Then, of course, we got Donald Trump's court case or whatever, I believe, coming up on July 11th. I believe it's in Manhattan as well. And the very next day is the day that Usher's countdown clock goes to. Could there be a big event maybe that they'll blame on Trump supporters or something? There'll be some kind of terror event or something like that because people are going to be protesting because of whatever the verdict is. I don't know. All I know is it's all staged, end of the day. All psyops, inside jobs, all orchestrated for the most part. I think the average good-hearted person who's just brainwashed by Trump and brainwashed by all that stuff, I don't think they're going to go out and purposely do any kind of terror-related activities. I think it's going to be an agent provocateur, if anything like that did happen, pretending to be one of them, just to get this Civil War agenda up and rolling. And I'm not even saying that's going to happen. That might not happen at all. But I do have a feeling something big is coming. If not next month, this year, for sure. Because the warning signs are all there, my friends. With everything that's going on. And I do firmly believe that second seal is upon us. And I think things are going to get worse before they get better, my friends. And then 2028, we have the third seal, which I believe is famine. And it seems like a lot of things are pointing towards that as well. They're already killing off all the chickens and the cows because of the bird flu situation. Oh, they give a chicken a PCR test, which is proven to be ineffective a lot of times. And, oh, okay, we got to kill 4 million chickens now. everything's heading towards a famine epidemic, my friends. Not only that, crops are going down and down. The crop amounts we're getting each year, the farmers are producing in certain places all around the world. And yeah, they want to blame it on the wars taking place, but there's a lot of droughts and flooding happening in different places in the world. The weather has been very weird these days. Not good for growing conditions. So with that, the destruction of the food supply chain, plus if a major events do pop off, it's going to affect the food chain even more, the food supply. Okay? And we're in for some food problems, some scarcity coming upon us in the very near future, which if you look at the third seal, it's looking very possible that that's what we're going to be facing in 2028. Okay? And I guarantee you're probably going to see some more monoliths pop up then too. Okay? So very crazy times we're in. But you know what? Nothing to fear. This is just a simulation. You're a divine sovereign being. You'll be protected from it all. If you just stand in your power, don't fall in fear, just observe the movie playing out. Do not give your consent to these dirty lizards to kill you. Okay? Figure out the clues of the game. Figure out the predictive programming that we see in the religious texts and in the movies and everything. Those are all clues to what's going to happen within the simulation. Got to figure out the codes, the cheat codes, and figure out how the game really works. And one of the main ways it works is if you fall into fear, you're going to manifest a bad timeline for yourself. So whatever you do, don't fall into fear. Figure out all the cheat codes, all the other clues, which I decode all the time on this channel. So subscribe to my channel. And stay positive. You'll manifest a more positive timeline for yourself. Okay, my friends? So I'm telling you all these things not to scare you, but just to show you how this game is playing out. Unfortunately, most of society will fall into fear and will give their consent for these dirty lizards to take them out. That's the way it works. You know, all these people going, I'm voting for Trump, I'm voting for Biden, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I've done videos before showing how voting is just a big, massive ritual to give your consent to the powers that be. Doesn't matter who you vote for because you're voting for the same rigged system and the same reptilian overlords. And you're consenting to what they do, which includes taking you out. So if you want to survive the game and beat the game and have the ascension out of the simulation, you can't give your consent away for them to take you out. They need your consent to take you out. Okay? So you could beat the game. You just got to be smart. You got to do your research. You got to reach enlightenment on these topics. So I'm not telling you guys this to scare you. I'm just telling you guys all this information because having an understanding how the game works, this game called life. Once you understand how it works and you learn all this hidden knowledge, occult knowledge, well, understanding how the game works helps you play the game better, so you know what to expect, you know what's coming, you know how to prepare for it all, and you know the moves that you need to make to survive. So subscribe to survive, as I say, because we'll be talking about these things all the time here at the channel. We already have been, so take a look at all the older videos. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought of today's video, and if you enjoy my work and you want even more that you won't get here on YouTube, then head on down to Patreon, because I got so many videos there. I got so many classes, the Ascent 5D class, the health class, the occult class, Patreon exclusives, and even more options there. So the link to that down below in the description box. Or if you'd like to just simply buy old Linol a coffee for my efforts to help support the channel, it means a lot to me. I'm on the website Buy Me a Coffee as well. Link is down below in the description. And of course, if you did buy me a coffee, I'll send you some free Patreon videos to your email just as a thank you, because I truly do appreciate it. But I just love to hear you guys' feedback end of the day. Share this video. That'd be great. Okay, that's it for today's video. Until next time, you guys have yourselves a good one. Linol, signing off.